family, friends, and guests, the graduating class of Portland State University. family, friends, and guests, please rise for the platform party.
Welcome to Portland State University's 2017 Spring Commencement Ceremony. I'm Sana Andrews, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Portland State, and it's my honor to lead today's ceremony. Joining me on the stage are honored guests, PSU academic and administrative leaders, our two student commencement speakers, all of whom are listed in your program. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem by graduating Portland State student Antoinette McKenzie. Antoinette is earning her Bachelor of Science degree in Theater Arts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much, Antoinette, and congratulations on your achievements. Portland State University acknowledges the traditional land that we stand on. We recognize that there is a longer story that informs the present, and that the resilience of Indigenous people are here. So if you're able to stand, please stay standing while we welcome James Smith, who is the Fort, Peck, and Warm Springs and the Bulls and Bears drum group, who will perform a Native American honor song in recognition of the Indigenous land that we are on and in honor of our graduates today. Thank you. Thank you, James Smith and the Bulls and Bears. Please take your seats. Our ceremony is being broadcast live online and also on public broadcasting. Please visit pdx.edu for further details. I'm very pleased to introduce to you the president of Portland State University, Vim Vivell. President Vivell.
Congratulations, class of 2017, you did it! We are proud of your accomplishment and hard work in earning your PSU degree. Let's take a moment to reflect on your journey. Some of you are the first in your family to attend or graduate college. Some of you have been at PSU since high school, while others transferred here from another institution. And some of you are international students who came to PSU from overseas. For all of you, today represents a personal victory that you will remember forever. Let's also take a moment to honor your family and friends for their support over the years. Many of them are here today. How about a round of applause for them? And happy Father's Day to the dads who are here today. I know how special it is to celebrate Father's Day today because my daughter Kelly is graduating with you as a member of PSU's class of 2017. Kelly, you don't have to be incognito anymore. Your class is remarkable in many ways. More than 6,000 graduates make up this class, one of the largest in the history of Portland State. You're from 43 states and 47 countries. The youngest among you is, get this, 15 years old. And the oldest, get that, is 80 years old. No matter where you're from or how old you are, what binds you together today is that you achieved what you set out to do in earning your degree. Let me recognize a couple of graduates who proudly represent PSU's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Willow Wallace is receiving her bachelor's degree in biology and will be among the first group next year to graduate from the new OHSU PSU School of Public Health with a second degree in public health. She's working this summer at OHSU's Vaccine and Gene Therapy Institute as a research assistant and plans to become a physician and researcher specializing in infectious diseases. Congratulations, Willow. Ileana Mason is graduating with honors with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Ileana, who is legally blind, is a star athlete in her sport of goalball and a member of PSU's team that won a gold medal in 2014 in the World Championships in Finland and a bronze medal in the 2016 Paralympics in Rio de Janeiro. She will continue to train toward a goal of winning a gold medal in the 2020 Paralympics in Tokyo and plans to pursue a master's degree in forensic psychology. Congratulations, Eliana. On a personal note, today is a bittersweet day for me. As many of you know, I'm stepping down as president of Portland State this summer. It's been a privilege to lead Portland State for 9 years. I can't think of a better way to end my tenure as president than joining faculty, families, and friends in honoring your achievements today. Go Vikes!
Thank you, President Vivell. We are honored that Trustee Sho Donoso is here to give greetings from the PSU Board of Trustees.
Good afternoon. On behalf of my fellow trustees, I bring you greetings and congratulations for the class of 2017. You have arrived. First of all, although President Vermel already recognized all the fathers, I want to do it again because I'm a father of 5 children myself. So let's give a round of applause for all the fathers. But I should not forget the mothers. I'm sure mothers had more to do with you being here than fathers, but I'm honored to be here to represent the board of my fellow trustees, and I want to congratulate all of you for a job well done. Well, first of all, I do want to thank President Vavell. He already announced his retirement from PSU. Under his leadership, 9 years, PSU has really arrived. We're one of the big 3 universities in the state of Oregon. I won't mention other 2 universities, but we are here as one of the big 3 universities. And I want to thank President Vavell for his leadership and taking us to where we are today. President Vavell, please stand up. Thank you for all that you've done for Portland State and taking us to where we are today. So let me give you a few words about my background. I came to Portland, Oregon in 1955 as an immigrant from Japan, war-torn Japan. I was 10 years old then, so you can do your math and figure out I'm 73 today. But I didn't speak a word of English back then. I still can't speak very well today, but that's okay, you know. I can't speak Japanese either. I forgot most of that as well, so. But I'm very proud to represent my trustees. I finished my high school at Cleveland High School back in 1963. I got my bachelor's at the University of Washington in 1967, and my master's at Portland State University in teaching. I taught at Grant High School for 5 years. It was one of my best years I've ever spent teaching high school kids. Go Grant Generals. In 2013, I was elected to be a trustee at Portland State University by then Governor Kit Sauber. Just last month, I was honored to be re-elected by Governor Kate Brown. So I'm here for a long time. I'm here as a true PSU Viking, and I'm very proud to be here to congratulate all of you for your job well done. My message to you is dream big, as I was able to dream big as an immigrant. Be true to yourself. Be proud of your achievement. And don't forget where you have come from. Be proud of what you have accomplished at Portland State University. And my short word, go Vikings, go.
Thank you, Trustee DeZono, for your kind words and also for your service on our board. Graduates, as you begin the transition from being students to alumni, you should know that there are PSU alumni located throughout the world. PSU alumni are well respected in the world of work and the graduate schools across the nation and around the globe. Please join me in welcoming Greg Mayer, the president of the PSU Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. Andrews, President Vivell, PSU faculty, staff, distinguished guests, family, friends, and all of you, the graduates in the class of 2017, my fellow Portland State University alumni. This is truly one of the most humbling moments of my life to be standing in front of you today. Not just because of the sheer number of you, but because of what this day represents in your lives. How hard you have all worked, all that you and your families have sacrificed to be here, which is why it gives me great pleasure to say, on behalf of the 170,000 alumni worldwide, as Dr. Andrews just said, congratulations on your outstanding achievement. I am proud to stand here and say that I am a second-generation PSU alum. My mother and father actually met on campus, and I would be proud if my 2 little girls ended up as third-generation PSU alums. And I was in the exact same position where you are 19 years ago today, not certain of where life would take me or the world I was walking into. However, you can take with you the confidence and enthusiasm built on an academic, social, and ethical foundation of a Portland State University education. Your hard work has given you the tools you will need to succeed wherever life takes you. You should know that from the moment you stepped on campus as students, you've been members of an incredible group, the PSU Alumni Association. You've seen us at the Simon Benson House right there on campus, probably handing out donuts and encouragement like we like to do. But your Alumni Association is now your enduring link to the university, a lifelong resource, of social, educational, and professional support that extends literally around the world. Wherever your lives may lead you, whatever successes you may have, and whenever you need to reach classmates and friends, be it professional, personal, or otherwise, please know that Portland State will always be your connection. Though you leave here today, Portland State will always be a part of you. And as you move through your personal and professional lives, the lessons you learned in our classrooms, from your professors, and from your fellow classmates will profoundly affect the rest of your lives. And for this reason, I encourage you to always promote, support, and honor your university. Again, congratulations, best wishes, thank you very much, and go Vikes.
Thank you so much, President Meyer. I'd also like to thank our faculty, a number of whom are with us today, for their efforts in guiding our students to the successful completion of their academic programs. Their expertise and dedication to our students is outstanding. Can you please give them a round of applause? Now to the graduates. I wish to pay special attention to the more than 1,000 undergraduate students graduating with academic honors. Candidates graduating with academic honors can be identified by the cords worn around their regalia. Will those receiving Latin honors please stand, and let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Our student speakers this year represent the talented class of 2017. Our speakers are Danielle Benetti, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies, and Noelle Dela Cruz, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Conflict Resolution.
"30 years ago, almost to the day, I walked onto a stage 25 miles west of here and received my high school diploma. I often joke that before starting college, I took a quarter century off to find myself. I must have been pretty lost because in all those 25 years, I never did find myself. It wasn't until I became a college student that I discovered who I actually was, and more importantly, what I wanted to become. One of the great things about our nation is that even at my age, I could say, I don't want to drive a forklift for the rest of my life and still have the opportunity to educate and reinvent myself. And even though I have a son who's the same age as most of the people I will graduate with today, not one person in this class of 2017 ever made me feel like my age made me an outsider. In fact, it wasn't until I started researching grad schools that I learned some websites gave PSU poor reviews for being a commuter school that attracts older students. It turns out that some people avoid PSU because they feel that students like me spoil the college experience. I didn't know about this bias, and I couldn't have known about this bias given the treatment I've received from my classmates as well as the faculty and staff. And so I'm pleased to say I've selected PSU as the university where I will pursue my master's in communication studies. I've chosen to remain here because I already belong to a community of people who respect each other and don't judge one another on their gender identity, religion, country of origin, the color of their skin, or in my case, how many wrinkles are in it. So I thank you, Portland State University, students, faculty, and staff, for striking the word outsider from our vocabulary and maintaining PSU as a place where we all belong. Thank you.
Hello, class of 2017. Whew, there's a lot of you. I wonder, are you graduating with a sense of completion? Are you graduating with a sense of curiosity? When I began college 30 years ago, I was told, choose a degree, any degree, so long as you get a job. Without any amount of curiosity, I tried to follow this advice, and I was not alone. Those of us with this sense of just getting to the finish line entered adulthood, whether they completed college or not, with my views are formed, I have learned all I need to know. This sense of I already know everything I need to know gave me a life of tedious employment, endless hours of TV, and relationships riddled with tension, because I couldn't and wouldn't find a new way of doing things. Years of living this way passed, and I realized that I was bored, and worse, I was boring. My life changed as a result of overhearing a random conversation that sparked curiosity from my childhood. I wanted to see into the crater of Mount St. Helens. I trained to summit that mountain because I wanted to know if I could. And this curiosity took me places that I didn't know that I wanted to go, and ultimately led me here to this moment right now. Thank you. In the lives of those without a sense of curiosity, books and newspapers go unread. Views established in college remain fixed and unwavering. As the world changes, these changes evoke fear, and relationship problems become more entrenched. And ultimately, as a nation, we become more divided. Our times are too complex for those of us with the ability to learn to simply stop and feel complete. I believe the goal of education is to show us the infinite of what we do not know, we do not know. Guard against feeling complete, class of 2017. Stay curious.
Wow, both of you, thank you so much. Wonderful job. Let's give them another round of applause. It's now my pleasure to introduce honorary doctorate degree recipient Phil Bogue, a businessman and educator. He moved from Seattle to Portland in 1961 to work for a major accounting firm. He played a pivotal role in arranging for PSU's name and the motto, "Let knowledge serve the city," to be added to the campus skybridge. After retiring from Arthur Andersen, he continued to make many contributions to PSU, including serving as special assistant to former PSU President Joe Blumel, establishing a PSU alumni program, and being a generous donor. Mr. Bogue holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Washington and an MBA from Harvard Business School, but he is now an honorary Viking. Please help me welcome Phil Bogue. He's really the oldest graduate here today. It's an honor. It's now my great pleasure to present an honorary degree to a woman who is truly a pioneer in Oregon politics. In 1996, Avelle Gordley became the first African-American woman to be elected to the Oregon State Senate. Her legislative record includes an array of initiatives that focus on cultural competency in education, mental health, and the administration of justice. In addition to serving on a number of important committees, Senator Gordley advocated for and then co-chaired Governor John Kitzhaber's task force on racial and ethnic health, and she achieved many notable other reforms. She has won numerous awards, including the Urban League of Portland's Edwin C. Berry Lifetime Achievement Award and the Legislative Lifetime Leadership Achievement Award from the National Newspaper Publishers Association. Please give a round of applause to Senator Avelle Gordley. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker and honorary doctorate degree recipient, U.S. Representative Earl Blumenauer. Congressman Blumenauer is a native Portlander who has devoted his entire life to public service and helping Oregonians succeed. He's a strong advocate for alternative transportation, environmental conservation, sustainability, livable communities, single-payer health plans, and protecting the arts and humanities. You can see he has a particularly busy agenda nowadays. During his college years at Lewis and Clark, he spearheaded the effort to lower the voting age, both in Oregon and at the national level. From 1970 to 1977, he worked as an assistant to the president of Portland State University. He was elected to the Oregon legislature in 1972, where he served 3 terms and chaired the House Education and Revenue Committee. In '78, he was elected to the Multnomah County Commission, where he served for 8 years before being elected to the Portland City Council. And then in 1996, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. He has created a unique role as Congress's chief spokesman for livable communities, places where people are safe, healthy, and economically secure. He is currently a member of the Ways and Means Committee and sits on the subcommittees on health, oversight, and tax policy. He holds a bachelor's and law degree from Lewis and Clark College. Please help me welcome Congressman Blumenauer.
Thank you, Vim. On behalf of the 3rd Congressional District of Oregon, I want to express my admiration and respect for President Vivant, his wife Alice, for 9 years of dedicated and inspired leadership for Portland State University and the community. It's an honor to count you as friends. I started, as the president said, my career working in the president's office at Portland State. And over the years, I have worked with 7 presidents of this university, and no one has done it better than President Vivant. It's also an honor to participate in this ceremony. Throughout my career, Portland State, as a premier urban university, has made contributions to our community and urban studies which few can fully understand. It's always a pleasure, but a challenge to address graduates, your families and friends. We usually congratulate all concerned. We discuss the challenges you face. We wish you well as we share our expectation and hopes for you. But I'm not sure that formula works so well anymore. You graduate at a time of greater challenge. Things really are different now. First of all, it shouldn't be this hard and expensive. You should not face upside-down politics and a dysfunctional government. Now, there are some of my fellow baby boomers here today who crossed the stage of their high school and college graduations during a time of a different turmoil. There was an unpopular war in Vietnam. There was environmental change for Earth Day. There was a police riot that occurred right outside Portland State University. There was a civil rights movement, assassinations. There was even the possible impeachment of a president. There were economic challenges then, but less economic disparity. We were still investing in America. People could look forward, most of them, to a secure retirement. Even a high school diploma and certainly a college degree, usually a ticket to middle-class prosperity. You face a more challenging landscape, facing more rapid change. You got here with less help and more uncertainty. There are long simmering tensions that are playing out on our streets and in our neighborhoods. A national government that's failing in the basics, and people don't seem to be able to agree on the problems, much less the solutions. The hostility against immigrants is deplorable. Thank you to Mariana Garcia Mezena, a former intern of mine, for your courage and achievement, and thank you to all your fellow dreamers in the crowd today for not giving up. I don't want to unduly dwell on the challenges you've overcome or our national shortcomings. I think it's important for us to consider the opportunities now. Your reality is different from that of many of us celebrating with you. Part of this is technology. When you were born, there was no Google. Facebook started about the time most of you began school. By the time you were in high school, there were 1 billion users. Today, 2 billion. 2 in every 7 people on the planet. I'm still scratching my head about that. Transportation is being dramatically altered with platforms like Uber and Lyft, soon to be joined sooner than we think by self-driving vehicles. And the skills that are required for the jobs of your future are different, and the jobs themselves will change. Think about retail for a moment. Most individuals will do several things for a living and change for whom they work and how they support themselves as this rate of change accelerates. What is now required is not just the knowledge, discipline, and achievement that your degree represents, but also flexibility, familiarity with technology, working with one another as global citizens in a diverse world, in a more diverse economy that is international in scope. Lifelong learning through Portland State University can help us with that achievement. The good news is that most of you are better prepared to understand, deal with, and thrive in that new era than the rest of us. But it means negotiating a consistent, constant set of challenges. Something to keep in mind: we don't have to make America great again. America is already the strongest, richest, most powerful nation on the face of the planet. We just have to act like it. It is a scandal to have so many people who feel vulnerable, who are in need, that the gap is widening between the haves and the have-nots. We can change that. And I would urge you to help us create your own reality, because these problems are not a given. Many solutions are possible. The last 6 months, we've witnessed more energy in this city, March for Science, the Women's March, things that are springing up throughout, more commitment, more opportunities to make a difference. Even the tragedy on the MAX train has prompted soul-searching and commitment. Think of Micah Fletcher, a Portland State student, his courage and compassion. To be sure, some actions will be political. The 2018 elections have already started, and some people think the 2020 presidential election is underway. Tuesday, we will see the conclusion of the most expensive congressional race in our nation's history. Now, whether or not the Democrats capture the seat where Newt Gingrich got his start, it's already sending shockwaves politically. And politics is going to be in the air for the next 18 months. But as interesting as politics can be sometimes, the more important issue is our role as citizens. It is important for people, regardless of their philosophy or their party, not to outsource their politics to someone or something else. We need to be involved to make our mark on what still, after all, is a democracy. Voting is important, but only a part. Some of our actions will be intensely personal, through our family, our church, our neighborhoods. We shouldn't think about helping vulnerable populations. We should be thinking about helping fellow students, fellow veterans, family members, neighbors, real people we can identify with. Some of our work will be in the realm of our policies and our priorities. That's why I'm humbled and excited to be your congressman, because virtually all our specific challenges are within our power and our resources. We really know what we want and usually know what works. Think about what our parents and grandparents did after World War II and the Great Depression. They expanded educational and housing opportunities to millions of returning veterans and their families. Can't a rich and powerful nation do that again? Throughout our history, our country has invested in our infrastructure, our roads, bridges, sewer, water. Can't a wealthy nation make such investments and repairs, especially since it will create millions of family wage jobs and largely pay for themselves? I think so. Does anyone here think that we have to be the only nation in the world that cannot protect our families from gun violence? Do we have to pay too much to the wrong people to grow the wrong food in the wrong places while we struggle with food insecurity for some, poor nutrition for many, and the federal government subsidizes a diet that literally makes America sick? Are we really going to deny health care to millions so we can reduce taxes for a few thousand? All the while, we spend twice as much as any rich country on health care. Some of us have access to the best health care in the world, but overall, too many Americans get mediocre results despite the high cost. Will we continue our failed war on drugs with harsh punishment and prohibition instead of treatment and rehabilitation? This is literally a $1 trillion question. Another over $1 trillion question is whether we're going to spend over $1 trillion on new nuclear weapons that we don't need. How many times do we have to blow up the world? That we can't afford and actually can't afford to use. They don't help us for all the engagements that we're involved with now. What if we instead spent some of that money to make sure our veterans are adequately served? I don't mean to sound naive. I've been representing this institution and this city too long for that. But I sincerely believe from the bottom of my heart, while the solving of the challenges will not be easy, it's entirely within our capacity. Even making a good start on it will be transformational. And it's important that you graduates are engaged in that effort, but not you alone. Everyone in this room, everyone in this community needs to decide what our role is going to be. Not everybody's going to be a social worker, a professor, a volunteer for the elderly, an environmental activist, a lawyer representing immigrants, but every one of us can do a little bit more for our family, our friends, and our neighborhood. We can follow our passions, whether it's animal welfare, healing those who are addicted, finding shelter for those in need of housing, or healthy food for all. These are some of the basics of the planet and of Portlandia. I have never experienced such energy concern on a widespread basis in this community, and as I travel the country, I see it everywhere. We don't have to be hopelessly mired in controversy. Even if some people are still debating climate change, they're not debating the merits of what we know is needed to combat climate change. Greater energy efficiency, less air pollution, more sources of renewable energy. People agree on that. Many are ready to roll up their sleeves to rebuild and renew America, putting people to work at thousands of family wage jobs. Voters in Portland just made a bet on our future last month, $800 million investment in our schools. The largest bond measure in Oregon's history. Well, let's engage the community to make sure that we rebuild Benson High School into a campus that speaks to critical employment skills, not just for those with graduate degrees, but people who need training and direction. Let's rebuild Lincoln High School to a closer relationship with Portland State than ever, a living laboratory for education and the arts. Let's work together to make sure that Oregon farmers and ranchers can produce healthy food, protect water quality, reduce carbon emissions, teach people how to understand to grow, appreciate, prepare food. Food for everybody. No food deserts in Oregon. Let's commit that we will fight to reduce unnecessary incarceration, especially for people with mental health problems and those who are addicted. Let's treat them more effectively, more humanely. Frankly, we'll save money while we're doing it. Treatment, not jail, for people who are sick and addicted. Finally, let's fight bigotry and intolerance here and stand in solidarity for people who deserve our support. Not a slogan, that's our commitment. I'm inspired by all of you here today, by Portland State University, the faculty and staff, the alumni, the students, all positioned to make this university not just the flagship university of Portlandia, but a national capital for saving the world, for equity, inclusion, nutrition for the body, the soul, and nourishment of the community. Everyone here today can make a difference. Every one of us has a stake in your future success. We owe it to you, and we owe it to ourselves. We can create our own reality. You, the Portland State community, can help make the world in Portlandia more livable, our families safer, healthier, and more economically secure. Let's get those degrees, celebrate for a minute or a day, and then get to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Congressman Blumenauer, for being here today. We are inspired by your leadership and your work, and you make us proud. President Vivell, here with us today are candidates who have completed all of the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees please stand? On behalf of the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences and the faculty, I am pleased and honored to present the candidates for the highest degree awarded by Portland State University. The names of those who are being awarded doctoral degrees are listed in your program along with the titles of their dissertations. President Vivell, I recommend that these candidates be awarded their respective doctoral degrees.
On the recommendation of the graduate faculty and the authority of the Portland State University Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Will all of you, together with your advisors, come forward to be recognized?
Cynthia Taylor, PhD in Applied Psychology, hooded by Ellen Skinner. Robert Earl Browning, PhD in Applied Physics, hoodie by Drake Mitchell. Marius Gita, PhD in Applied Physics, hooded by Drake Mitchell. Richard Swinford, PhD in Applied Physics, hooded by Eric Sanchez. Catherine Ann Dager, PhD in biology, hooded by Deborah Luttersmith. Kutsanai Chipiso, PhD in chemistry, hooded by Simoi. Anna Farashishiko, PhD in chemistry, hooded by Mark Woods. Lei Wang, PhD in chemistry, hooded by Robert Stronging. Jacinda Lee Maynard, PhD in Environmental Sciences and Resources, hooded by Linda George. Ted Hart, PhD in Environmental Science and Resources, hooded by Alan Yigley. Sarah Ann Kidd, PhD in Environmental Sciences and Resources, hooded by Alan Yigley. Amy Michelle Truitt, PhD in Environmental Sciences and Resources, hooded by Catherine de Rivera. Michael Scott Weibel, PhD in Environmental Sciences and Resources, Geology, hooded by Scott Burns. Robert Blake Hayden Rector, PhD in Mathematical Sciences, hooded by Mao Nang Nguyen. Nicole Louise Szymanski, PhD in Mathematical Sciences, hooded by John Kaufman. Jeremy Adam Shaw, PhD in Mathematical Sciences, hooded by Dr. Dashan Daescu. Mark Yanoda, PhD in Mathematics Education, hooded by Sean Larson.
Let's give these graduates a round of applause. Now, Will the candidates for master's degrees please rise and remain standing? President Bevell, I recommend to you the candidates for the master's degrees in the fields offered at Portland State University.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority of the Portland State University Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to acknowledge your accomplishments. When you come forward with your faculty marshal, you will be introduced and greeted. Guests of the graduates, please listen for your graduates program to be called. And there's a color guide for our regalia in the commencement program on page 5. And we will officially confer the degree at the conclusion of the ceremony.
Masters in English.
Masters in Conflict Resolution.
Masters in Chemistry.
Nicole Thurmond.
Lee Kong Chen.
Alexandria Trapp.
Holly Nunn.
Maha Al-Yusufi Brown.
Shazad Khan.
Andrea Galan.
Emily Lakehomer.
Donna Harris.
Jean Mittelstadt.
Amanda Lawson.
Masters in Book Publishing.
Madeline Hall Kane.
Frances Kane.
Elizabeth Ann Levy.
Masters in Professional and Tech Writing. Carrie Politzer.
Tigist Awoke.
Audrey Seifert Bell.
Jasmine Marie Wadsworth.
Masters in Environmental Science and Management.
Jennifer Williams.
Roberta Bruncella.
Nicole Matson.
Whitney McLeese.
Radhika Niles.
Sauda Ahmed.
Gwen McKay.
Masters in Environmental Management. Ruby Burkholtz.
Masters in Speech and Hearing Sciences.
Kristen Julik.
Lisette Castrijon.
Masters in Biology. Brendan Korn.
Masters in Teaching English to Others. Angela Hardy.
Catherine Chester.
Alana Knight.
Masters in Geology.
Aaron Good.
Shegi Kunarot.
Baleen Jorente Blanco Arhibai.
Nicole Ledbetter.
Roseanne Gregoli.
Masters in History.
Kylie Moore.
William Schneider.
Biyao Zhang.
Pritam Sridharan.
Chelsea Hansen.
Masters in Mathematics.
Emily Minette.
Daniel Giles.
Vanessa Howe.
Hortensia Alzaga Elizondo.
Ian Hancock.
Nicholas Fusato.
Donnie Rada.
Forrest Carter.
Vincent Laspina.
Masters in Statistics. Jess Miller. Carrie Cosberg.
Masters in Communication.
Jared Cushman.
Charlie Shees.
Karina Skogi.
Suhasini Jarain. Close enough.
Saura Galadari. Benjamin McLean. Christella Montegal. Charles Randolph.
Kyle Rush.
Masters in Physics. Sayantani Karamakar. Masters in Psychology. Elizabeth Tremaine.
Masters in System Science. Andy Nunes.
John Maxwell. Masters in World Languages and Literatures. Benjamin Burton. Nobuko Horikawa. Masters in School of Business. Deborah Scott.
Will you help me in congratulating these graduates? Now, will all the candidates for baccalaureate degrees and certificates rise and remain standing? President Vivell, I present to you the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees and the candidates for certificates in the fields offered at Portland State University. I recommend the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, and the candidates for certificates.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and with the authority of the Portland State Board of Trustees, I'm pleased to acknowledge your accomplishments. You may now be seated. Will the faculty marshals now lead the baccalaureate candidates forward to be introduced and greeted by their dean, and we will officially confer the degrees at the conclusion of the ceremony.
Student speaker, Noel de la Cruz.
Student speaker, Daniel Vandehay.
Philosophy.
Anthropology, Victoria Rockefort.
Zach Alden.
Iris Taywin.
Matthew Stewart Wadley.
Hannah Elizabeth Wadley.
Micah Hewlett.
Jason Millinson.
Benjamin Ramey.
Brittany Leasing.
Jonathan William Scott.
Mia Dix.
Cindy Jo Kiamani Bunyayath.
Alexander Smith.
Lindsay Cooley.
Renato Santa Cruz Mendoza.
James Funston.
Summer Johnson.
Matthew Watts.
Melissa Menschel.
Marlon Jovi Valencia.
Ross Arndorf.
Physics.
Marks Poppert.
Kichai Tam.
Carla Roberstad.
Shastina Holmes.
Gail Cadena.
Caitlin Marie Keppel.
Jesse David James Nelson.
Grant Harder.
Bonnie Davidson.
Benjamin Gerard Galvin.
Michael Earl.
Jacqueline Feenan.
Alexander Rains.
Psychology.
Jesse McNeil,
Sydney O'Neill,
Sarah Crawford,
Hannah Narragon,
Rosa Matias,
Courtney Rawls, Laura Sanchez,
Applied Linguistics, Ian McKay,
Daniel Wong,
Catherine Maudlin,
Amanda Sunda,
David Newell,
Jules Bjorklund,
Sandy Thomas,
Jordan Yamashita,
Finn Ellis,
Marcus Gillum,
Seth Anderson,
Kendall Rosario,
Elizabeth Kirkendall,
Crystal Harrell,
Haley Job,
Tess Shoemaker,
Lila Abby Epstein,
Crystal Wilkes,
Emily Tomalet,
Sarah Lehman,
Clarissa Gaiaday,
Brittany Medeiros,
Avery Torcutta,
Janet Devastano,
Travis Ezel,
Dominique Giamperi,
Tamara Sopt,
Keo Lufkin,
Andreas Mansky,
Hannah Watari,
Arts and Letters, Brian Pater,
Jacob Shane,
Senda Shong,
Jennifer Jensen,
Dewey Vu,
Rebecca Huff,
Blaze Cook Barron,
Megan Monroe,
Paul Nagy,
Haley Simpson,
Brianna Lechenoweth,
Cameron Jones,
Ariel Sangolt,
Marina Garcia,
Benjamin Brumbe,
Anam Khan,
Travis Holland,
Brandon Hong,
Tiffany King,
Kimberly Sutton,
Kayla Sprint,
Anna Matson,
Victoria Perez,
Nura Raslan,
Tasman Willis Zahirovich,
Kaylee Kaliz,
Don Dupay,
Kendall Schooler,
Nicole Payne,
Nicole Webster,
Sophia Kraft,
Emily Tolstrup,
Kristen Kaufman,
Haley DuPont,
Paulina Monroy,
Paulina Witzak,
Megan Ottomano,
Olivia Gray,
Aaron David,
Melissa Honey,
Cambra Smith,
Rachel Kelly,
Peter Lapp,
Kristen Aker,
Allison Briscoe,
Abigail Kelly,
Samuel Matz,
Sarah De La Pena,
Emma France,
Kevin Basie,
Livia Yu,
Zachary Edwards,
Tyamara Moore,
Samantha Garibay,
Meija Chen,
Norzum Leila,
Rebecca Cat Johnson,
Jessica Lay,
Abdulaziz Alajaran,
Lorena Velasco Castile,
Casey McGray,
Ashley Foster,
Ivory Benavides.
Michaela Rushing.
Bailey Pelant.
Amanda Bean Koval.
Bridget Kitson.
Amanda Yasko.
Kalai Gary Kong.
Jordan Bertinoli.
Zila Ong Fu.
Kenya Hall.
Jill Lewis.
Austin Rice.
Yi Young. Laura Routiers.
Layla Viltz.
Cervantes Carello.
Devin Christensen.
Deanna Ward.
Jennifer Wera-Cateson.
Curtis Hall.
Jonathan Ribble.
Donald Gayu. Guyu.
Jinky
Guyu.
Hong.
Bryson Peters.
Miranda Belcher.
Jordan Dardis.
Shizuko Blado.
Yonatan Gabrimedin.
Kevin McCullough.
Alicia Jones.
Erica Stephanie Blanche Taylor.
Ali Mungi. Muggy.
Kobe McConnell.
Fonke Lee.
Annabelle Landis Kamikawa.
Leticia Labarios. Shelly Katukumes.
Sonova Aiken.
Jolie Hoon.
Cynthia Lemons.
Sarah Davis.
Cassandra Relatos.
Emmanuel Stephen Ford.
Zainab Abdullah.
Tina Jane Bosland.
Isaac Bauman.
Biology.
Whitney Nees.
Megan Mulkey.
Rebecca Lee.
Brittany Sabin.
Dean Underwood.
Catherine Lucas.
Nicole Cummins.
Adrian Martinez. Sorry.
Tamala Clover.
Haley Jones.
Mia Romine.
Sarah Kuhn.
Kristen Eddy.
Erica Ruloff.
Martina Dick.
Lee Baker.
Pardis Brumind.
Clara Ware. Emily Stout.
Erica Madden.
Jerry Bolin.
Angela Telford.
Ni Mai.
Mandisa Luth.
Bo Mai.
Jessica Musselman.
Justin Suvanlatsi. Good enough?
Sydney Osmus.
Rachel Ishum.
Melissa Daggett.
Vanessa Tron.
Grant Bywaters.
Scott Rayner.
Ankita Guche.
Adela Ribeiro Julian Pachero Mendez.
Huda Elabrat.
Benjamin Watzig. Shada Solati.
Tyree Dingle.
Jose Esparza.
Nicholas Albot.
Caitlin Kelly.
Regan Duarte.
Kelsey Sandoval. Naomi McAdams.
Brittany Atkinson.
Brian Schreiner.
Constantine Brantana.
Elizabeth Davenport. Ashwara Shimpi.
Amy Middleton.
Diana King. Sorry.
Middlera Liu. Maria Liu.
Rachel Egan.
Giselle Reynoso.
Kaya Wilson.
Shelby Graves.
Carly Engelson.
Jasmine Fleecy Olsud.
Alex Warden.
Alexandra Eubanks.
Emily Kaufman.
Hatham Humrud.
Taylor Simon.
Tamara Nabolsi.
John Cook.
Mesa Nabolsi.
Juanis Colazo.
Kristen Vega.
Andrew Forrest Clements.
Ian Mercer.
Ada Garcia.
Amanda Sue.
Willow Wallace.
Catherine Cotaldo.
Ellis Thompson.
April Clayton.
Kennedy Martin.
Dominique Hall.
Peter Perez.
Carly Shaban.
Mackenzie DeWitt.
Monique Ibarra.
Mariam Hamad.
Michelle Grace Jimenez.
Angelo Cornell.
Emily Gunderson.
Sunny Fields.
Michelle Taylor Wiseman.
Sebastian Singleton.
Kayla Stipik.
Liana Williams.
Brittany Porter.
Jessica Trottier.
Lindsay Streifel.
Stephanie Steele.
Shannon Ireland.
Sarah Crawford.
Lauren Smith.
Sarah Ibrahim.
Carrington Aderon.
Emily Wade.
Kaylee Dominguez.
Teresa Lai.
Heather Sutherland.
Evan Sikora.
Jackie Kirby.
Barganva Srikantam.
Rayfella Lim.
Norma Barrett.
Kahea Sellers.
Jacqueline Smith.
Rachel Griffith.
Lena Nguyen.
Yi Jin Wang.
Andrew Swanson.
Daniel Forsyth.
Bailey Michelle Carpenter.
Svetlana Jarmer.
Jennifer Schmachtenberg.
Gregory Walker.
Ashley Espinoza.
Chao Chu Wong.
Andrew Joe.
Maricruz Gomez.
Alexander Sherman.
Risonti Bustindui.
Alyssa Harrison.
Aaron Sams.
Kelly Marr.
Samantha Keller.
Joshua Carey.
Lauren Aldrich.
John Hitlerbrand.
Christella St. Felix.
Nakia Evans.
Luke Yackley.
Deborah Cantonese.
Marisa Keeler.
Galen Kenny.
Joshua Walters.
Tara Bourdon.
Catherine Salazar.
Anahita Javdapur.
Deanna Cristina Perez.
Maria Silva Mercado.
Cody Solis.
John Stroop.
Auburn Beebe.
Christopher Anderson.
Patricia Lopez.
Liz Griffith.
Tia Marie Sconzo.
Andy Lockwood.
Nina Schmidt.
Madeline Cahill.
Roberta Baye.
Alyssa Murphy.
Yana Nikitin.
Benjamin Lewis.
Teresa Honeycutt.
Caitlin Fayok.
Catherine Jean Sponigal.
Nat Nguyen.
Megan Meatbell.
Richard Deep.
Luke Stotler.
Ernesto Zamora.
Brianna Jacobs.
Desiree Wynn.
Charlie Breyer.
Amy Chan.
Heidi Cote.
Alma Gabriel Flores.
Patricia England.
Jose Luis Medina.
Jordan Dillon.
Serene Laya.
Alyssa Woolley.
Casey Allen.
Luke Mahoney.
Ali Alcedi.
Hannah Wolf.
Luz Maria Alvarez.
Cassandra DiCiano.
May Locke.
Sheila Blackburn.
Yen Vu.
Sarah Scribner.
Bao Luong.
Sarah Cooper.
Catherine Perskia.
Andrea Sumadi.
Andrew Christopher Pham.
Lindsay Riddler.
Esubio Castillo.
Ridley Williams. Spencer Russell.
Black Studies. Tasara Dudley.
Bianca Munoz.
Chemistry. Carolina Regalado.
Brianne Chilton Eddy.
Annalisa Ugarte.
Sierra D.
Florisela Hervellon Chavez.
Jacob Maddox.
Stefan Droken.
Hunter Olaney.
Kristen Kleiza.
Dimitri Powers.
Trudy Alquist.
Haley Holenstein.
Angela Shaw.
Jaron Koch.
Layla Schwanman.
Eric Naramore.
Hao Kao.
Marissa Abbott.
Novella Bates.
Alexandria Lionberger.
Krista Samuel.
Sarah Mustafa.
Robert Tron.
Laura Morris.
Rochelle Fernandez.
Jackson Fogarty.
Yulia Hunterek.
Marcus Kinsella.
Mangia Nguyen.
Elaine Valdez.
Tiffany Choi.
Phyllis Escobar.
Mubarak Mabradi.
Sandra Chavez.
Communication Studies.
Jessica Nguyen.
Damian Lucas.
Samie Morfin.
Aaron Marshall.
Sam Patrick Guadiz.
Theodore Scribner.
Tommy Nguyen.
Kennedy Hooker.
Ali Sayadeth.
Courtney Olson.
Lubov Bachinskaya.
Clara Diaz.
Rachel Margaret Nelson.
Melissa Mextroff.
Maria Koshkarov.
Alyssa Rose Martinez Dale.
Dalia Maria Mud Mohammed Noordin.
Joshua David Hodney.
Amanda Spear.
Jose Orozco.
Lee Wong.
Jesse Sears.
Shelby Jean Christine Shaw.
Jeff Schulte.
Lena Schreck.
Christina Bermio.
Eliana Marie Mason.
Crystal Monterosa.
Veronica Alvarado.
Connor Pike. Alex Feliciano.
Monica Melchor Alvarez.
Ashley Sparks.
Go that way.
Mackenzie Evers.
Lauren Darm.
Becky Cardney.
Darrell Bowles.
Amy Seifus.
Degrees in Science. Reese Buckland.
Teresa Casey.
Kate Ripple.
Cecilia Ramos.
Ashkan Abguri.
Grace Healy.
Brianna Francis Hull.
Colin Lake.
Stephanie Vila.
Joseph Baradinelli.
Jessica Hendricks.
Jacob Weston.
Paige Clark.
Annie Perkins.
Shelby Kickendall.
Ricky Eaton.
Austin Wolf.
Joey Self.
Ben Richardson.
Sylvia Gonzalez.
Vladislav Galeba.
Carla Gonzalez.
Leandre Vickers. Lenandre Vickers.
Gabriela Morales.
Jessica Saunders.
Dominique Britton.
Patrick Kinney.
Jake Goretta.
Richard Otterson.
Brianna Limbu.
Monique Cadu.
Lynn Said.
Taylor Schultz. Jacqueline Stewart.
Koyan Koni.
Desiree Sky Roberts.
Lucas Nornes.
Andrew Nader Nafisi.
Megan Venditti.
Nicholas John Burton.
Lauren Michelle Mash.
Rachel Bosworth.
Abdulrahman Al-Murashad.
Carmen Wong.
Rachel Ferrari.
Kule Lopez.
Jose Figueroa.
Olga Lopez.
Aubrey Freisinger.
Chandler Barton.
Danny Farnsworth. Maximilian Hay.
Estefania Perez.
Deborah Ottenberg.
Brittany Kent.
Sumiko Taylor Hill.
Kelly Wright.
Jonathan Michael Scott.
Hala Ghazala.
Mohammed Amarzouk.
Massa Catherine Rivera.
Julia Elizabeth Adams.
Mahaba Ewaz.
Elisa Martinez. Palafox.
Jessica Slavnucker.
Kayla Green.
Sherry Pierce.
Madeline Odegaard.
Taylor Coleman.
Jessica Galloway.
Charlene Flores.
Josella Baird. Sophia Olson.
Alina Bogdan.
Kaylin Rosier.
Victoria Dominguez.
Camille Peters.
Laura Gutierrez.
Gabriela Sanchez.
Francisco Sanchez.
Rebecca Mitsu Martin.
Omar Sadiq.
Miles Stephen Boynes.
Garrett Cox.
Chandler Metcalf.
Catherine Baker.
Lawson Fernandez.
Austin Panavong.
Sean West. Sion West.
Victor Tron.
Jennifer Nicole Thompson.
Sarah Din.
Molly Henkelman.
Angela Lee.
Allison Bartlett.
Anna Pham.
Laura Pilcher. Kaylee Bernards. Kali Bernards. Sorry, I couldn't read your hand.
Tin Kim Dong.
Tina Bui.
Marco Tron.
Michael Mangintini.
Alicia Kriolenkov.
Molly Winona Osher.
Natalie Pinto Santana.
Hector Martinez.
Sarah Wynn.
David Shuri. Thank you.
Jake Coverdale.
Rob Whitehead.
Jordan Hinkle.
Jordan Rasmussen.
Min Liu.
Ismail Ross.
Hong To.
Nicholas Baskins.
Aubrey Mendoza.
Russell Rauco.
Samantha Gaffney.
Meg Ann Worthington.
Jacqueline Carpenter.
Marielle Deserick.
J.P. Moore.
Ferdinand Lagula.
Michaela Olson.
Peyton Eden.
Michael Boros.
Ariel Alexis Redoble.
Stephanie Doe.
Van Huang.
Sophia Wen.
Brittany Kiari Chow.
Nicole Hunt.
Lindsay Schaefer.
Brian Brown.
Tara McQueen.
Miguel Angel Perez.
Karina Mears Connery.
Brendan Hendricks.
Carly Fleming.
Candace Johnson.
Maria Clark.
Jerry So.
Brittany Beck.
Kelsey Goodwater.
Wada Al-Hassoun.
Miranda Hamilton.
Scott Poole.
Cheryl Long.
Caroline Tokesh.
Steve Stohosky.
Nicole Geibel.
Shakira Aliyah Mekri.
Turner Gold.
Arezu Zafari.
Anna Roberts.
Hilal Khan Momand.
Aubrey Mills.
Abdul Rahil.
Aaron Gowan.
Degrees in Social Science.
Troy Patel.
Monty Lunan.
Yuki Hawatashi.
Deshaun Parsons.
Watashi. Michael Green.
Natalie King.
Anna Rosa Macias.
Namdi Okonkwo.
Cameron Fisher.
Melinda Boland.
Taylor Gutzbacher.
Amber Lynn Probert.
Renee Ingram.
Olivia Mel Pryor.
Daryl Ingram.
Maria Barrera Gutierrez.
Tali Ainalam.
Kelly Hattersheed Stromberg.
Christophine Dixon.
Macy Marie Pumphrey Holter.
Paulina Santos.
Michelle Gallion.
Casey Jackson.
Daniel Greaves.
Laura Douglas.
Dana Mustafa.
Shay Nelson.
Tariq Abdelatif.
Shaylee Lindsay.
Rose Sherman.
Conflict resolution.
Jimmy Thompson.
Andrea Elena Teles.
Caitlin Cass.
Emily Louise Vanderlaan.
Christina Narayan.
Fazila Rahil.
Nozomi Nakazawa.
Elizabeth Clarkson Williams.
Tinchi Lee.
Kelly Boyer.
Stacy Young.
Emily Ann Bayless.
Christina Kessler.
Ben Falk.
Marquise Mason.
Sam Hediger.
Luis Emilio Diaz.
Veteran Chad Chappelle.
Woodrow Lamborn.
English.
Tamerza Maritab.
Samantha Potter.
Lily Ruth Daniels.
Daniel Malloy.
Janice Hernandez.
Daniel Finnegan.
Adam Haley.
Mariah Spurgeon Dennis.
Jamie Navarrete.
Kamara Sumter.
Wanda Sagafis.
Catherine Grace Kramer.
Justine Green.
Charlotte Bailey Westott.
Stephanie Konatzer.
Danielle Aziz.
Erica Marie Herman.
Olivia Clark.
Susan Miyanawa.
Grace Carroll.
Jason Catterley.
Emily Leonard Rhodes.
Vanessa Emery.
Jameson Parfit.
Randall Prue.
Grant Crick.
Stephen Kirk.
Maria Tuala.
Lauren Schlongen.
Marisha Knutson.
Yolanda Menifee.
Bradley Moreno.
Jennifer Manis.
Jake Barriero.
Sidra Siddiqui.
Jenna Montgomery.
Elizabeth Jensen.
Torin Huff.
Ran Chang.
Regina Winkle Bryan.
Erin Michelle Plock.
Leslie Schonhorst.
Leandria Inez Riggins.
Ivy Knight.
Renee Jeanette Sager.
Mackenzie Hardgrove.
Herbrisha Williams.
Daniel Gutman.
Mito Masuda.
Chelsea Vaughn.
Celeste Dornfield.
Georgia Dial.
Savannah Swartz.
Stephanie Caputo.
Rochelle Potestio.
David Thornton.
Shani Norbury.
Randy Joe Barcinas Mangolono.
Storm Oland.
Jennifer Van Wagener.
Valerie Rose Hughes.
Kelly Northway.
Gino Pizanski.
Olivia Wickstrom.
Logan Banning Shaughnessy.
Taylor Wilson.
Matthew Hayden.
Allison Yenerall.
Martiza Seha.
Lorraine Olivia Hamburger.
Mika Munez.
Ryan Burleson.
Lisa King.
Jovian Davis.
Nikki Ferguson.
Stone Hudson.
Shannon Wang.
Suni Savangren.
Isaiah Ikinger.
Megan Webb.
Jasmine DiMartino.
Environmental Science and Environmental Studies.
Caroline Bertolot.
Dennis Eichhoff.
Alyssa Martinez.
Haley Steinecke.
Naomi Egan.
Natalie Hugo.
Britton Forbes.
Sam Groshong.
Teresa Giles.
Colin Finnegan.
Tanae Markle.
Nathan Cosner.
Adrienne Chase.
Lucas Ian Morton Thompson.
Joy Beach.
Coleman Lafazio.
Jennifer Beckel.
Brianna Ames.
Alessandra Koenig.
Olivia Promitas.
Brittany Hagan.
Jennifer Stefanik.
Torres Nagoran. Ashley Torres Nagoran.
Mia Jaregi.
Melissa Bowie.
Sasha Kramer.
Stephen Corey.
Michael Young.
Darian Washington.
Catherine Nelson,
Moshe Lekeo,
Maisel Villanueva,
Nathaniel Tago,
Shreya Jain,
Christopher Cisse,
Haley Day,
Dylan Stevenson,
Chloe Olander,
Jordan Stalin,
Nikki Boyd,
Annabelle Rios,
Kimberly Gottschalk,
Teresa Marie McGrath,
Michael Pouncil,
Emily Zainke,
Yishuan Zhu,
Christine Singh,
Ue Lin,
Anika Cunningham,
Ryan Kane,
Ashley Moya,
Michael Johnson,
Rebecca Martin,
Matthew Rollins,
Layla Muharab,
John Zalewski,
Wendy Bell,
Sydney Nelson,
Tara Ellis,
Anne Marie Smith,
Kyle Martin,
Alexandra Greenwald,
Devin Rose Davis,
Emily Beck,
Alexandra Appleton,
Leanne Lance,
Mary Houston,
Kelly Gahn,
Kathleen Connor Lavelle,
Brett Van Patter,
Emmanuel Matz,
Alec Trusty,
Summer Saya,
Robert McLaughlin,
Kayla Anderson,
David Kulinjeski,
Janet Partida,
Ashley Jennings,
Elizabeth Kolnick,
Dakota Tangretti,
Desiree Brown,
Christina Rizetto,
Sociology.
Geography,
Annie Sanchez.
Shauna Lynn Rogers.
Destiny Cram.
Tiffany Urick.
Alexis Phillips.
Whitley Powney.
Andrew Dennis.
Chelsea Ellertson.
Marcus Drone.
Sienna Gabrielle Antoinette Ellis.
Sean Rustin.
Emily Goldthwaite.
Nezrin Donnan.
Jessica Shankar.
Jennifer Russian.
Nadia Hussein.
George Fleisner.
Willa Ford.
Melanie Joplin.
Alex Walker.
Hannah Stevens.
Caroline Gerdal.
Ilse Gonzalez.
Justin McGillivray.
Justina Mariana Romo.
Debbie Friend.
Evelyn Hope Olivares.
Connor Cohn.
Sarah Seawald.
Eric Mehmet.
Haley Fournier.
Stephanie Sadari.
Olga Leonov.
Julianne Wilcox.
Monica Hutzel.
Raymond Supan.
Kaya Wartinger.
Geology. Joshua Vandehe.
Cami Patterson.
Matthew Eldridge.
Mia Smith-Nash.
Savannah Patterson.
Sarah Roberts.
Nicole DeZiegel.
Sophia Biddle.
Stacy Bonner.
Hayden Babby.
Claire Robeson.
Emily Christine Templeton.
Ariana Tenold.
Connor Phillips.
Stephanie Romano.
Madeline Bordon.
Jacob Hacker.
Azalia Din.
Michael Honeywell.
Chelsea DeSimone.
Bradley Buselli.
Shelby Bennett.
Dougal Hansen.
Tim McLean.
History. Jasmine Kelly.
Yu Murakami.
Kelly M. Gibson.
Cody Shatola Shiwi.
Emily Anderson.
Hutton Sutherland.
Jamie Meyer.
Jennifer Compton.
Alexander Smith.
Torrin Fry.
Sarah Westenberg.
Mary Gregerson.
Michael Taylor.
Nicole Johnson.
Kelsey Rebecca Takahashi.
Stephanie Scarset.
Alec Anderson.
Zachary Learned.
Darius Lovett.
Martin Aragati.
Kendall Martin.
Devin McInray.
Icarus Smith.
Alexandra Van.
Kevin Basewich.
Cordell Staples.
Jeffrey Stone.
Teorame Solomon.
Elias Aguirre.
Shelby Minas.
Jessica Hayes.
Jenna Elizabeth Stanford.
Brandon Metcalf.
Jenna Codwallader.
Keith Little.
Madeline Lopez.
Samir Shetty.
Elena Ferris.
Jacob Ellis.
Trey Kelly.
Shumani Massa.
Shelley Kenfield.
Corey Mason.
Degrees in Speech and Hearing Sciences. Tanya Fedchick.
Michael Joseph.
Taylor Nicole McKinney.
Shaniqua Perini.
Tally John Ramirez.
Laura Pickard.
Mary Cruson. Molly Cruson.
Adriana Geyer.
Mercedes Colon.
Ian Rollins.
Jared Parrish.
Christy Tihani.
Valerie Campos.
Elizabeth Joy Held.
Melissa Charles.
Morgan Greer.
Hannah Kazim.
Anastasia Connor.
Tram Wynn.
Jessica Javette Reed.
Joanne Lobo.
Joyce Smith.
Amy Zamora.
Amy Truxell.
Morgan Strickland.
Kelvin Wiesner.
Mackenzie Hendricks.
Brandon Shirley.
Emily Drapella.
Judaic Studies, Matthew Bolduc.
Connor Bunting.
Jaime Fernandez.
Talia Moss.
Liberal Studies, Paloma Sid.
Laura Qualls.
Harriet Cutler.
Kelsey Gaddis.
Teal Bluestone.
Ana Virginia Sanchez.
Aubrey Drake Graham.
Michaela Marie Scoggins.
Stephanie Clark.
Jesse Tun Lee.
Madeline Davis.
Caitlin Garcia.
Sophia Marcus Myers.
Tori Thomason.
Arundini Diaz.
Emma Louise Wald.
Pamela Hayes.
Marcy Lister.
Mackenzie Mulkey.
Morgan Stills.
Alicia Carter.
Alex Martinez.
Christopher Keefe Hines.
Christiana Storley.
Jacqueline Caputi.
Katrina King.
Noah Gurovich.
Renee Moore.
Mohammed Al-Muslim.
Stella Trapicioni.
Casey Heller.
Ashley Williams.
Hannah Carpenter.
Ian Cox.
Joel Rodriguez Sanchez.
Hoyu Shi.
Nicole Herman.
Michelle Kim.
Celso Naranjo.
Mariana Garcia.
Emmett Rose.
Christina Lubliner.
Ben Levine.
Megan Johnsey,
Fanola Clark,
Faye Adoki,
Brittany DiMartino,
Hatami Alma Hamidi,
Addison Flora,
Lauren Rose Passetti,
Maureen Oakes,
Holly DeForest,
Savannah Jackson,
Audrey Weston,
Jasmine Worthy,
Daniela Kramer,
Frank Kaufman,
Leanne Fox,
Annika Christensen,
Emily Engel,
Aaliyah Grimm,
Degrees in Women's Studies, Christopher Pepin,
Bailey Taylor Campbell,
Sydney Burnkoff,
Timothy Du Bois,
Emma Lewins,
Piper Livingston,
Nathan Anderson,
Alec Carrier,
Peyton Rhodes,
Adrian Gringas,
Nicole Trammell,
Elizabeth Lohman,
Michelina Durame Kirkpatrick,
Georgie Ryan,
Karen Scott,
Aaron Goodstein,
Simone Hudson,
Krista Hoez,
Devin Ruiz,
Lucas Shamoti,
Grace Piper,
Emily Pettit,
Ellie James Haas,
Kenneth Doherty,
Sonia Kadenoff,
Mathematics, Edward Ewing,
Mark Slayton,
Brian Keller,
Benjamin Dunham,
Maricela Best McKay,
Degrees in world languages and literatures.
Jose Ortiz,
Vanessa Ho. How?
Aiden-
Vanessa How.
Aiden Hill,
Michiko Yoshinaga.
Jackson Shoemaker,
Sabina Prida.
Anayeli Alvarez,
Koji Pinto.
Nicholas Palermini,
Alexi Logan.
Kaylin Robinette,
Chaz Nakamura.
Brianna Crow,
Kenji Bashaw.
Antonio Montoya,
Brooke Perry.
Lucy Bertolo,
Abigail Nix.
Christopher Montello,
Eric Martin.
Robert Garfias,
Debbie Ann Holman.
Carlos Rosso,
Emily Doyle.
Nian Dong,
Emma McWilliams.
Kyle Odson,
Olivia Patton.
Myra Martinez Reyes,
Richard Jack.
Lori Sullivan,
James Ling.
Anthony Calperset,
Justin Hasty.
Riley Pagliari,
Christine Yahagi.
Jaron Mock,
Jasmine Marie Quinns Ferris.
Shawi Gino,
Madison Duarte.
Robbie Ayash,
Krista Rose Jeski.
Ahmed Kadri,
Jamie Adams.
Ali Kamiyar,
Ashton Melians.
Hassan Al-Shayir,
Johan Myrie.
Anfan Chen,
Ellie Bedford Nolan.
Yingchong Lee,
Roger Murray.
Sichuan Zhang,
Misha Filger.
Connor Brownhill,
Christy Liu.
Alan Nevins.
Colton Hennick.
Andrew Allen.
Hannah Verbruggen.
Faisal Ghazi Faisal.
Lizul Town.
Giovanni Bautista.
Jessica Konuker.
Olivia Rodell Roberts.
Rebecca Hall.
Julius Reutman.
Winston Rivas.
Mercedes Cohen.
Keegan Elliott. Rachel Lawless. Devin Murray. Jordan Martinez. Celia Carlson. Chelsea Milstead. Rodolfo Siam. Emma Quinn Fotes. Kimberly Lynn Moisen.
Will the master and baccalaureate candidates please rise? At this time, I officially confer your degrees. You may change your tassel from the right to the left side. Congratulations. In keeping with the tradition of the graduation ceremony, we will follow the order of dismissal with the platform party first, followed by faculty and newly graduated students. Please remain seated until your row is dismissed. Family and friends, you may meet your graduates outside of the Moda Center on the promenade. Congratulations to you all again. We're adjourned.